Well, hello, my name's Paul Matthews. I'm the farm manager for Heiko Hay and Cattle. I'm doing something today that's way outside my comfort zone, and that is recording a video. I think the reason why I feel compelled to go down this avenue and record a video representing Heiko Hay and Cattle is because for the past year of my life, I've been selling beef to customers all over Nevada and southern Utah. And as I interact with customers, I have a sense that the customers could be a lot more educated about their food and especially about beef. And so in making a few videos, I hope that I can provide a little more insight to them as they make their choices about food choices and especially purchasing beef for their families. Here at Heiko Hay and Cattle, I told you that we've been selling beef for about a year to the consumer. We kind of started that trend in our business as the COVID hit and people were having a really hard time finding beef in the grocery stores. We've been a farm here for a long time and marketed most of our beef to the Midwest, to Kansas and other places, and it just went into the normal food chain as the industry would take it. But as we've kind of concentrated on the Las Vegas Valley and our local community and tried to meet the needs of consumers here close to us, we've decided we have a pretty good story to tell, and that we are a farm that knows and has our animals from the time of birth all the way through the whole production cycle. We develop all of our genetics here on the ranch. So a lot of our animals don't go through the normal cycles and supply chain issues that most animals would. In that regard, we can take a lot better care of them and know everything about them so that the consumer can have confidence in the product that we're producing. Our farm is about 100 miles north of Las Vegas, which is definitely out in the country, but we think that we're close enough to Las Vegas in the big city that we can consider that our local market. So our goal is to try to kind of take care of those people and teach the consumer why we're doing what we're doing. In the industry today, there's a lot of catchphrases and different words that people hear, but I don't know if they always understand completely what those mean to the decisions of food and quality food to their family. And so throughout a few of these videos, we'll select different topics and hopefully introduce people to a little more depth of knowledge based on the industry. I guess the things that I have in my life that led me to think that I can provide some insight there is I have a degree in animal science, and then I've worked in the industry since I graduated from college. And then I also had a little stint with being a vocational ag teacher and FFA advisor at a high school. And so learned a lot more from the student perspective and the maybe more even consumer perspective on that side. But I just like to take some of my knowledge of the industry and explain why and how we do different things here at Heiko Hay and Cattle. I think in future videos we should cover topics such as grass fat animals, hormones in animals, feed quality, genetics, carbon. Some people think that cattle are bad for the environment. In Nevada, we're in a desert climate and we farm here, so we could talk about that. Organic feeds, feed sources for cattle, we could talk about that. I think that there's, like I mentioned before, in grading cattle, there's not just the yield grade and quality grade, but total quality of cattle. And those kind of blend into genetics and everything else. But very, very broad topics that maybe we can get a little more specific on and help people understand what farmers and ranchers are trying to do in the industry, but also what they need to do to buy a quality product. We can also talk about our local butchers and the meat processing as it relates to what they're buying in the grocery store, what the similarities and the differences are. We can talk about lean beef versus maybe a more fat or finished animal and kind of some of the plus and minuses. And hopefully we'll talk about health the health and the nutrition of beef and the variances that we have here, and what's good for the consumer and the best for everybody as we go along too. So health will kind of be a topic that we'll carry throughout a lot of our discussions. I hope that as we go forward that you can understand more of Heiko Hay and cattle, and that as we develop this conversation piece, that you can respond back or let us know at our website, our Facebook page, and other things. Any questions or topics you would like to address, we're happy to try to do what we can to share what we know and learn and why we do the things the way we do.